Elon Musk has caused an earthquake by suggesting that at the next UK general election in 2029, the established parties, left and right, Labour and the Tories, will be, in his words, crushed at that next election. Now,
The public discontent is reaching its peak, and demands for Starmer's resignation are getting louder every day. Elon Musk burst onto the stage with a stunning result that shocked everyone to the core. This tech giant is not just building rockets, it is launching a real political revolution, and the Labour Party is struggling to keep up with its rapid pace. Why did Musk decide to interfere in British politics? Why are millions of determined people supporting him, challenging the Labour government? Today we will try to analyse exactly these issues.
Well, Elon Musk is pointing to the complete collapse of public support for Prime Minister Keir Starmer, who of course has only been in the job since July. But if you look at the polls, Keir Starmer's net ratings have collapsed to minus 38. So he is in what we call net negative territory, or what I like to call Prince Andrew territory.
Elon Musk is not just an outstanding technological innovator. He knows no barriers. He is the one who bravely challenged the foundations of the automotive industry with the help of Tesla and dreamed of humanity becoming multi-planetary thanks to SpaceX. Musk has always advocated the destruction of borders, and now his recent move has become a real challenge to the authorities. For many years, he has stayed away from the world of politics, focusing on technological progress, but now he is entering the arena with a clear and powerful message. Governments need to change their approach. This is not just about Britain. It is a reflection of global discontent with how leaders handle issues of freedom of speech and the well-being of their citizens. He has witnessed attempts by governments around the world to control publications and suppress voices. The actions of the Labour government caught his attention.
Be in no doubt, those that have participated in this violence will face the full force of the law. The police will be making arrests, individuals will be held on remand, charges will follow, and convictions will follow. I guarantee you will regret taking part in this disorder, whether directly or those whipping up this action online and then running away themselves. This is not protest. It is organised, violent thuggery, and it has no place on our streets or online.
It all started with what looked like a simple action, just one retweet. But when Musk published a petition calling for a general vote in the UK, he launched a real storm. This step caused an incredible wave of indignation and passion before his intervention. The petition remained in the shadows, attracting only fleeting attention. But with the appearance of his name, it instantly broke out, turning into a national and even international event. Musk has a unique gift. He can simplify and scale information so that it becomes truly inspiring. His retweet not only expanded the petition's audience, but also brought a sense of urgency and importance to people's hearts.
Well, I would say to anybody who's thinking of donating to reform, exactly what I said to people during the general election. If you vote or support reform, all you're going to do is help Labour. I think that's very clear from what we saw in the general election. It played out in seats, in hundreds of seats across the country, and ended up with Labour getting that supermajority. So I'd say exactly the same to Elon Musk. I'd say, look, if you want to see Keir Starmer out of office, then more broadly, whether it's yourself or anybody else, you've got to support the Conservatives. It's us who are head-to-head with Labour in those realistic fights up and down the country. That's the message I would give, and I think it's a really important one as well at this moment in time, because we're seeing this Labour government absolutely collapsing on all those key issues right across the board. We're seeing another relaunched
rising prices, the decline of public services, and an oppressive sense of betrayal filled public discussions. Suddenly, this movement began to concern not only politics, it penetrated into the hearts of people and affected their daily lives. Conversations boiled over, focusing on the shortcomings of the Labour Party and the urgent demands for change. Musk didn't just launch a petition, he became the spark igniting a mass revolution, proving that technology can make the voice of the people louder and clearer. While the movement was gaining momentum, the reaction of the Labour government, or rather the complete absence of it, was astounding. Keir Starmer and his key ministers avoided direct communication with the public, preferring to sink into silence, hoping that the storm would subside. But this silence did not become a solution, it only aggravated the problem, fueling discontent. Musk, who had never known what it meant to hold back, challenged them.
An almighty war of words has broken out between Elon Musk and the Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, after Musk claimed on Monday that the violent riots sweeping the UK meant that, quote, civil war is inevitable. So the Prime Minister slammed the comments, claiming there was no justification for it. But the billionaire owner of X, formerly Twitter, hasn't backed down, has he? After hundreds of Muslim men violently attacked a pub and an individual man in Birmingham last night, Musk today took to the social media platform to ask the Prime Minister, why aren't all communities protected in Britain? He went on to brand Starmer two-tier Keir.
An alarming signal is being heard on his Twitter. Democracy is dying in silence. Leaders simply have to be active participants in this process. Analysts unanimously declare that Labour's inaction is a colossal mistake that will have serious consequences. By refusing to participate, the government only deepened the gap between itself and the people, creating a vacuum that was instantly filled by Musk's movement. At the center of Musk's criticism is one important issue: freedom of speech. He boldly and openly expresses his contempt for censorship, and the UK has become an important arena for his concern.
So there's no doubt that everybody in Britain's political class is remarkably unpopular, and that creates a lot of space for those new insurgents and disruptors like Nigel Farage and Reform, for example. But actually, I think there's a lot more going on here than Elon Musk is suggesting. Let me just give you a couple of points to support this idea that the established parties, the liberal consensus in this country, is about to be crushed at the next general election. One thing I would point to, which Elon Musk doesn't, is what we call volatility in UK politics. We've never had as many people switching their vote from one party to another party as we've had over the last.
Recent reports that citizens are being prosecuted for their online criticism have caused a real shock in society. Musk's position is clear and adamant. When governments suppress dissent, they destroy the very essence of democracy. Censorship, hiding under the mask of regulation, should no longer resonate with millions of people who feel that their voices are simply ignored. This problem affects not only the British. Musk claims that it has a global scale and requires immediate attention. His unwavering defense of freedom of speech has made him an unexpected hero to many, underscoring the urgent need for leaders who not only defend but actively support open public discourse. This time requires courage and determination. Freedom of speech is just the tip of the iceberg, hiding the deep problems behind this movement. The UK is trapped in a real crisis, gripped by rising living costs, exorbitant inflation, endless strikes, and the collapse of public services. For many people, the Labour government has failed to find solutions, leaving citizens to fend for themselves in this chaos. Musk, realizing the scale of the discontent, began publishing posts highlighting the daily suffering of ordinary Britons. One of his posts literally stirred up the public. How can we trust a government that is unable to provide affordable housing or decent wages? By giving these voices a platform, Musk has turned economic issues into a powerful and inspiring rallying cry, making people realize that we are not alone in our troubles.
Elon Musk has been accused of being in charge of a platform that's been spouting fake news and inflaming tensions. Whose side are you on when it comes to this?
Well, I'm not entirely sure that Elon Musk is right when he says civil war is inevitable, because it's not inevitable in this country. We're English, after all. But he is correct when he calls Keir two-tier Keir. Without a shadow of a doubt, we have got a two-tier policing system and have had a two-tier policing system for many, many years. The reason that Fair Cop exists is to expose and to challenge this two-tier policing system. All of it is based upon one form or another of identity politics, be that race, be that religion, be that sexual orientation, or be that gender.
What was once just an initiative focused on the UK has now grown into a powerful voice that resonates far beyond its borders. Media from the United States to Australia enthusiastically cover Musk's participation, presenting him as a destroyer ready to challenge the established order and change the rules of the game. Every day, the pressure on Starmer becomes more unbearable. Cracks are beginning to show within his own party, and some Labour MPs are beginning to seriously doubt his ability to lead the country in the face of growing public discontent. Political experts warn that Starmer's silence could turn into a disaster for him. If he does not begin to respond to the demands of this movement and does not pay attention to its problems, his leadership will be in jeopardy. Society demands action, and Starmer has less and less time to prove that he really is the leader Britain needs at this critical moment. Share your opinion in the comments. See you later.